Hello, dear friends. How are you? I'm Mark Golub, and I hope many of you can imagine how thrilled I am to be with you again after so many, many months of being away. And since we are still at the end of the Jewish New Year season, for all of us here at JBS, I especially want to wish every one of you a Shana Tova. And in English, we tend to translate Shana Tova as Happy New Year. But that's not at all what the Hebrew means to convey. In Hebrew, it's Shana Tova, a good year. And what does it mean to have a good year? Well, first and foremost, it means a year of good health, which is what we wish most for all of you in this new year. And second, it means having the time and opportunity to spend good moments with those we love the most, especially children and grandchildren and good friends who enrich our life with meaning and purpose. So I wish every one of you a year of good health and good times with those you love in this good year. For me, this past year has been very, very difficult. And I'm most impressed that many of you somehow intuited that I was having serious health issues of my own, which is why I've been out of touch. And it's actually somewhat miraculous that I'm with you now. And I know exactly what caused this miracle. You did. And I say that without exaggeration or hyperbole. You know, if you've ever been seriously ill, not knowing what your future is going to be, you know it's both frightening and it's lonely. And it's the care one receives from other people that helps with the fear and with the sense of loneliness. And I was very, very lucky. My brother David did not seem to leave my side, and he figuratively dragged me back into life. And my children were fabulous in coordinating all of the medical assistance I needed. And my spectacular wife, Ruth, shepherded me even while dealing with her own serious illness. So, my friends, I was very lucky indeed. And we learn so profoundly from the creation narrative in the book of Genesis, which is at the center of Rosh Hashanah and the New Year holiday. It is not good for a person to be alone. We all need the love and affection and care of other people. And I was very fortunate to have it. But that's not what drove the actual miracle for me. I am convinced that the miracle was created by treasured droplets from heaven, a sort of manna from heaven, but not manna of food. Manna in the form of the loveliest and most loving of emails and notes and phone call messages from so many of you who I don't even know. You in our JBS audience. I cannot tell you how healing it was to read how much you care about me, how you were pulling for my complete recovery, even if you didn't know exactly what my affliction was. And I'm telling you, every email, every note, every message left on my voicemail was healing and gave me inner strength that caused a miracle of health to seize my body and soul. And I will never be able to thank you adequately. But I know I will be eternally grateful. Eternally. So thank you, Tikva, and Naomi, and Ellen, and Adina, and all of you who sent me multiple expressions of love. And thank you, Jeff and Pam. And thank you, Abe and Golda, and Mort, and Avi, and Mark, for your persistent expressions of empathy and caring. All of you were like Nachshon to me, driving me forward. And though I still have a long way to go to rebuild my strength, here I am today with you. And it's just thrilling for me to have this moment with you. And I want to express special thanks to those of you who made a donation to JBS in my honor and in the hopes of my recovery. You know, from Yom Kippur through the end of the calendar year, many of us decide how we're going to put our tzedakah dollars to the best use possible. And I am so gratified that so many of you understand that JBS is a perfect way of ensuring your tzedakah dollars do become helpful in creating a center of Jewish life on the American Jewish scene, helping to expand understanding and commitment to the state of Israel, actually revitalizing Jewish practice and Jewish life. How many of you tell me how much you enjoy our Shabbat services from Central Synagogue and from the Hampton Synagogue, and how they've brought you and tens of thousands of Jews back to synagogue life. And by the way, huge kudos to JBS VP and Managing Director Dara Golub and the entire JBS staff, many of whom you don't see because they're behind the camera, but whose names I hope you're becoming familiar with. Sloan Copeland, Edith Sammers, David Brugnon, Carol Lilienthal, our fabulous news anchor Tisha Bader, who filled in admirably for me in the news, and VP JBS's Senior Vice President Shachar Azani, who did some great programming for us from Israel, and who, on the American Jewish scene, knows more about Israel than Shachar Azani? No one. And then there's John McDevitt and Albert Kahn and Michael Paley and Serge Goldberg. And under Dara's leadership, JBS has actually expanded its programming with specials you loved. And I'm thrilled to now be partnering with one of the finest online news sources in America, JNS, Jewish News Syndicate, and its outstanding editor-in-chief, Jonathan Tobin, will be doing major interviews. We're so pleased to welcome back to JBS the bright and beautiful LA Kohanim. We'll be doing some feature programs for JBS. But remember, my friends, all the programming you see on JBS is made possible by you, our viewers, as you become a formal part of our JBS community and family through your generous, tax-deductible donations. So how thrilled am I to announce that once again, Gloria Kaylie, in the name of her wonderful husband, Harvey Kaylie, Zichrono Livracha, may his memory always be for a blessing, is making yet another matching gift for JBS, so that any donation you make to JBS between now and the end of January will be matched dollar for dollar by the Kaylies. And my friends, we really need all the financial help we can get. It costs a great deal of money, as you can imagine, to produce a daily American television channel. So if you've already made a donation, perhaps you can find a way to send us a little bit more. It'll be worth double to us, thanks to the Kaylie matching gift. So you see, as we begin this new Jewish year, I have so very much to be grateful for and optimistic about, mostly because of you. And I hope you're grateful and optimistic yourselves for the new Jewish year. You made a miracle for me, my friends. And I hope to see more and more of you as the year goes on. And I hope that each of you have a true Shana Tova, a good year, in which you'll also enjoy hours and hours of JBS. Let me remind you that tax-deductible checks may be made out to JBS and mailed to JBS, P.O. Box 360, Stamford, Connecticut, 06904. Or you can visit the JBS homepage and click on the donate button to make your donation by credit card or PayPal. Or you can simply call the JBS pledge line at 833-MY-JBS-TV. That's 833-695-2788. And I asked you to permit me to conclude with a Borei for the joy of the new year, and the Shehechianu, grateful that we can all celebrate this joyous season and the upcoming Shana Tova. The Borei. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei peri hagafen. And the Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehechianu, v'kiyamanu, v'higianu, lazman hazeh. Amen. Blessed art thou, Adonai our God, King of the universe, who has kept us in life, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this joyous season. Shana Tova, my friends.